Hi everyone, it's Spurs Rail 96 here. Welcome to another Train Sim World 6 live stream. Hope you've had a good weekend and another start to another week, and hopefully have a great week. So for today's live stream, we will be doing another first look, but visiting a route that recently got a huge makeover. This route in question is one of the German routes that came with Train Sim World 6. No, was it Train Sim World 6? No, it's Train Sim World 2 actually, apologies. And that route in question is Germany's Schnellfahrstrecke Köln to Aachen, based in the North Rhine-Westphalia region of Germany. It's one of my favourite German routes, and it's great to see it's been given a big visual overhaul, as well as having some fixes and improvements to the rolling stock. So let's dive into it and see what it's like in the game. So you get 3 timetables. You got the bog standard one, which was it did the job when Train Sim World 2 launched about, God, is it when did it come out, Train Sim World 2? During the lockdown, wasn't it? 2020? Yes, 2020. Then you got the New Journeys expansion pack, which is part of the 43 Espon train DLC. And then this is the new revamped timetable that is, let's say, a part of this remaster, but it's been out for a little while, but it was like, say, part 1 of the remaster and part 2, which is the big visual overhaul and improvements and fixes to the rolling stock, that came out about a couple of weeks ago. So this is the revamped timetable. As you can see, numbers wise, it's a huge jump with all the layers installed, all the DLC that I have. It equates to just under 700 services, and there's a lot to play with. You've got passenger services, ranging from regional barn trains, local S-Bahn services, intercity express services. So you've got the 401 that does the intercity express services. The 406 ICE 3M, which comes with this route as standard, that does some intercity services as well as some empty stock moves, which is pretty cool. I think this train on this timetable has more services compared to the original timetable, so that's cool. The DBBR 442 Talent 2 multiple unit, that also comes with this route as standard, and we can operate regional express 9 services going up and down the line, and the occasional empty stock move. Everything else, though, is based on other German routes and loco add-ons in the past. So the 146.2, which has now millions of variants, it doesn't matter which one you choose. They're all going to do the same service, which is like Regional Express 1 and the occasional Regional Express 9 services. Same goes for the cab car. There are millions of variants now of the cab car. I mean, I say variants, it is the same version, it's just in different DLCs. And I think what was it? What was the route called? Naverka Dresden. That came with a newish paint scheme. It's the same like Deutsche Bahn red colours, but I think it had like the S-Bahn Dresden like logos and stickers. So again, it doesn't matter which route version of the cab car you choose, it will operate the same portion of services and the occasional depot move, which you can see I've already done just to test it out. The 103, that does a heritage tour, which is quite cool. It's pretty rare that you have a heritage services on German routes in Train Sim World, so it's good to see that there's at least one here. The 111, that's from Mannheim to Kaiserslautern, which I actually recently picked up on deal, and the Salzburg-Rosenheim one, which I've had for a while, that does some Regional 9 services and an empty stock move. Same goes for the DBBR 112 from Hauptstrecke Hamburg-Lübeck, the 144 from the Kingsecktalbahn route, the 143 from Dresden-Leipzig, that does a local freight service. The Vectron, we'll start with the Flixtrain one. You get a lot more usage out of the Flixtrain Vectron compared to say Kingsecktalbahn, wasn't it? That he debuted on in Train Sim World. So yeah, you've got only 2 passenger services, but you get a bit more to do, empty stock moves, run around procedures at Aachen or Köln, so that's at least something. The Freight Vectron, be it in Railpool colours or Deutsche Bahn, it doesn't get as many services as you think. This is the Railpool Vectron. It only does intermodal and 1 tank oil tanker service. The Deutsche Bahn variant, that pretty much rules the roost when it comes to freight services. Does loads and loads. There is literally, it's I don't know exactly how many more freight services this timetable has over the previous one, but by the looks of it, just scrolling through the services, by picking a locomotive, it seems to be a big step forward. The 218, that does a local freight service. The 294, it's nice to see that in here, which is a nice surprise. Not only does it do some shunting duties at Stolberg Yard, it also does some carriage shunting services at Köln, and a couple of local mixed train services, which is cool. The same applies for the DBBL 363 and the excellent Vorsler G6 shunter from Train Sim Germany. Highly recommend you get that shunter, by the way. The DBBR 642, this is a big addition because this operates local services around the Stolberg area of this route, which in the past, because this multiple unit wasn't in Train Sim World when this route launched in 2020, none of these were populated with trains serving the local stations. So it's great to see that this brings that area to life as far as the passenger services are concerned, the local services in particular, which is really, really cool. The S-Bahn 423s and the 425s, they couldn't operate these services because I think the portions of track that the 642 operate on is non-electrified. So the 425, the 423, 422, whatever electric multiple units you want to put on those tracks to operate those local services, they simply couldn't do that. So it's great that you can now do those services, be it Regional Bahn 20s or 38 services. So there's a bit of variation there when it comes to the length of the services, different stopping patterns. So that's cool. The 101, that does, no surprise, intercity services. The 155, that does freight, and if that number is correct, 115, that is a huge step up from the original timetable. So if you like freight, this route is for you now, that's for sure. I mean, freight was a little bit undercooked, but wow, it definitely it's definitely a big feature on this route now, no doubt. The disc block, or the MRCE or the Deutsche Bahn version, that does all those freight services too. I think the same applies for this one, the old rapid transit version. What's this one? This is the 185.2. That does, yeah, exactly the same number of freight services. There's another version here, 185.2. That's the same too. That's got one more service compared to those three. The 185.5, that's the same amount of services I imagine. The 187, that was originally this locomotive was specifically, focused on this route. So I don't know if it does the timber freight services, because when the 187 launched, it came with some new timber freight services for the original timetable, and I don't know if that's been carried across to this revamped timetable. I'll have to have a little dig at the freight timetable maybe later tonight or tomorrow evening and just see what that's like. The expert version, which I did pick up, albeit it was on a discount. It was still quite expensive, mind you, at $19.99, but I was no way going to pay £30 for this. But you got the different variants here, and it does the exact same number of intercity services. The 43, that plays a big role in the Curl area. That does S19 and S12 services. You won't see these at Aachen. These are purely serving or operating the Curl S-Bahn services in the city area. And the 45, finally, that does Regional Express 8 and Regional Bahn 27 services. So not only you see it operating in the Curl area, mostly, pretty much, you can do some Regional Express 8 services as well. I swear there was somewhere you could. Okay, there's some at Aachen. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so that's the timetable looked at. Let's. What shall we do? Let's take the Talent 2 out for a spin. It's been a very long time since I've been on the hamster, as it's known as. Let's do a mid-morning run. I think 10:45. Regional Express 9 service from Curl up Bahnhof to Aachen. I think that will do. Put a bit of cloud on there. So let's get into it. Let's dive into it. I'm excited. At the same time, I'm nervous because I hope the game doesn't crash, because this timetable, even with all the layers installed and with all the AI layers installed, it's pretty big. I'm not sure altogether how many services this timetable has that's playable and AI. I think it's over 4,000 services altogether. I think 4,000. That's a lot. Okay. Oh, it's good to be on this route. Right, the passenger lights are on, the cabin lights are on for some reason. I'll turn that off. The headlights are on, all the marker lights. Instrument lights are at 100% apparently. They don't look like they're on. I better put the brakes on. Might be a wise thing to do. Reverser is in the forward position. Right, let's unlock the doors. Let's check if the destination display works and is displaying the correct destination. No, it is not. I do like the fact with the older stock you can pick and choose the service. Where is this going to? This is going to Aachen. That one there. Oh no, which one's the confirm button? Don't know. I'm gonna guess that one, and then that one. Yep, it works. So a much busier rail scene, even outside of rush hour. Got S-Bahn trains, express trains here at Köln. Wow, it's absolutely rammed. Not rammed, but it's busy. It's a damn sight more busy than it was in the past. That is for sure. So I'll quickly go over the changes that have been made to the rolling stock. We'll get that out of the way with. So the rolling stock, but the Talent 2 has had updated PIS displays, headlights, and all new emissives to work with the new lighting system. It's had new lighting inside of the cab, and it's also had GSMR textures added to the cab. I'll take a look at that in a second. For the 406 ICE3M, which you can see to the right hand side of your screens, that has got a new widget to make screens look better in the new lighting conditions. The MTB has been adjusted to be more realistic, and AFB on the ICE3, which is the pretty much cruise control system, if you like, or you can set it to a specific speed, and regardless how much power you apply, the train will maintain that speed. That is now selectable, apparently. Maybe it was broken before, I'm not really sure. And for the 423, which is part of the New Journeys expansion pack, that basically adds all of the S-Bahn services to the Köln area, that has also had updated displays, cab lighting, headlights, and all new emissives to work with the new time of day lighting. What I will say is that because this specific route remaster was worked on not only by Dovetail but a new third-party developer in Germany known as Folles World, it does mean that the new suspension physics sadly have not been ported over to this route, which is a hell of a shame. And you can also tell there is no announcements in this game at any station on this route. For me, it's not a deal breaker. You know, the missing announcements, it means that there's less things that can go wrong, and some of the the platform announcements, I should say, and even the ones that are on the trains, on some of the newer routes that came out in Train City, well, they tend to be a bit buggy and say the incorrect station or miss a station out. So that is not a big deal for me, but the suspension physics is a bit of a shame that wasn't ported over to this rolling stock. I think that is sorely needed. But anyway, let's take a look around Köln Hauptbahnhof. Very busy station. Well, now it is. PI's displays, that's great. I don't think the scenery itself has been touched up, but apparently the night lighting, particularly in the city areas, Köln and Aachen, that has been touched up. So I will take their word on it. I hope what they say is true. And here is the world famous cathedral. In my view, it's one of the most beautiful and striking cathedrals in all of Europe, if not the world. And believe me, I looked at it in night time, like say 2:30 in the morning. It looks fantastic from a distance. When you get right up close to, obviously the textures aren't super sharp, but you know, when standing on the platform looking at it, it looks fantastic. Can you hear the planes going overhead? Means that Köln Airport really is not that far away, or Cologne in English. Let's lock the doors. Has it got a new horn? It might have, but it sounds like the sounds have been freshened up, but it's not very responsive, the horn button. So let's go. Rock and roll, shiver and shake. Hey Andrew, it's nice to see you again. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. No, that's fine. I mean, we all have our preferences, don't we? Some like British routes, some like USA routes, some like neither of those routes and like just German routes, and some like all of them. But I like the German routes very much. When we get to the first station stop, I will see if I can get this so-called GSMR texture. Is it just a texture, or is it like something you can do? Oh yeah, I see what I mean. So they've added basically a texture of the display of the GSMR radio, so it gives you the sense that the radio is, well, turned on. My god, the frame rate is really bad. Jiminy, Jesus. Oh dear. I'm praying it doesn't collapse. Hold yourself together, game. Just want to take a look at the outside. I'm not sure if the signals or the signalling system on the signage has been overhauled, but one thing I can definitely notice is the overhead line equipment has been updated to more modern standards, so it's rendered better, let's say. So this is a Curl depot, huge depot on the outskirts of Curl Bahnhof. It's pretty packed with different trains and in different colours. So let's get going full power. So we've got 2 kilometers to go to our first station stop, which is Köln Ehrenfeld. Andrew, no, I have not. I have not been to Germany in real life. No, I would certainly like to. Where I would go first, ooh, that's anyone's guess. I would have to say, since I've played Train Sim World, you know, and experienced all of the German routes, it's certainly increased my, let's say, desire to maybe one day go to Germany and have a look. I mean, my principal, my dance principal, who I've been working alongside for in my local dance school for many years. She's from Germany, from Hamburg. So talking to her, you know, discussing what her time was like in Germany, you know, stories and the way of life, the German way of life as it was. Yeah, it's fascinating. But where to start with? I don't know where to start. So many places. I think I'll turn the lights off for a second there. Apologies. We're just approaching the first station stop, Köln Ehrenfeld. The more we get out of the city of Köln or Cologne, the frame rate should improve and the performance should be smoother. tell the station's got PIS displays, which is good. I think before this route didn't have the updated, PIS screens. Like the screens themselves were there, but they weren't working. So it's great to see that they're there now. Right. Let's have a look. So that's screen 2. That's pretty sharp, I have to say. The displays. Wow. Looks like an old Windows 95 screen, but wow, it's fresh. These gauge lights, I'm not convinced that they're on. Apparently it's at 100%, but it doesn't look like they're on, does it? If we go under a bridge or into a tunnel, maybe those lights will come on. Not really sure. Oh. You could see in the distance there the passenger information displays on board. They work too, which is great. What do we need? We need CIFA on here? CIFA and PSB. Just notice this board of buttons look pretty not good from a texture standpoint. I swear it wasn't like that before. Maybe it is. I mean, this route is quite old, I have to say. I just want to take a look outside a second, see if anything has changed. I don't think so. There's a tower there in the distance. Stands out quite well. Signalling does look tip-top. Screens work, that's good. Oh, okay, I only just realised that we've got two Talent 2s connected together for this run. Cool. Maybe the distant scenery has been touched up a little bit. It doesn't quite look as bare as it did before, somehow. So it's really, really cool that the new lighting, cloud tech and the weather system has been ported over to this route. That is something I've really wanted to see for a very long time. And it's finally here. It really does freshen this route up. Right, let's try the safety systems. I did switch them on. He says, did I switch them on? CIFA's unisolated. Oh, PSB is on. Must have pressed the wrong button there. PSB button. Must have pressed the PSB bridging button. Well, the alerter or CIFA works. You can see there the 85 lamp flashing on the screen, so it does work. That's great. Turn that off now. Oh, at least it works. That's something. Well, should work. Bloody well hope so. But looking forward to this remaster. As far as the changes that have been made to the route itself, so similar to other routes like Great Western Express, this route has added the new lighting system to the routes, stations and rolling stock, new overhead line equipment rendering and materials, new landscape ballast materials that I didn't know. It's got new grass and vegetation textures, Haven't paid particular attention to the grass and vegetation because there's not been much grass and vegetation because, you know, we're just coming out of Cologne. But I'll take their word for it. New lighting has been added to the density areas of Köln and Aachen. And the lighting has been touched up to the churches in Aachen and Köln. The signal materials have indeed been updated. Same for the passenger information display boards. The materials there have been updated. And green bridges apparently have been ditched for newer bridge models. And finally, the track descriptors have been updated too. So it's pretty big changes there visually to the route. In fact, here's some new grass and vegetation textures they were talking about. Let me just brake this train a minute. When I mean brake, I mean bring it to a stop. I'm not so sure. I mean, there's some grass and, you know, vegetation, weeds and shrubs, but it's lacking a bit of depth. You got some weeds on the ground here. That's cool. I don't know. It just seems the vegetation just feels a bit flat. Not sure. Is it the texture maybe having a problem? Is it struggling to load in? Is there are texture issues? I don't know, but it just looks a little bit flat to me. Unless it's some specific areas that they've touched up with new, you know, grass and vegetation. I know Dovetail, along with the third-party developers Follows World, I think they did a live stream previewing the Route Remaster prior to its release to the general public. So I might have to go back and watch that. Maybe it explains in depth of like where these new vegetation textures and materials, you know, bushes, weeds, shrubs have been placed. This here looks a little bit better. So there's traffic on the autobahn, if it is an autobahn, dual carriageway, whatever. Textures there do not look good. It looks a little bit blurry to me. It lacks the detail. I mean, it doesn't matter diddly squat because obviously you're thundering along here at 160 kilometers per hour, or the ICE train that goes up to 250 kilometers per hour. Okay. Bit more industrial back here. We got a sports field back here. The football. And an athletics track to boot. Okay, let's get back on board. Let's get going. Okay, go. Right, we're already running late, but it doesn't matter. I really want to explore the route, see what it's like. The next station stop is Holrum. It's just over 9 kilometers away. So there are some stations obviously not going to be stopping at, such as the next one coming up, which is Kurlovnik. I imagine that's got same new bits and pieces, PI's displays and new lighting and all that stuff. Maybe some updated advertisement pictures and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you fancied Dusseldorf. Oh, okay. Interesting choice. Oh, TGV. It's nice to see it. Didn't expect to see that. That's pretty cool. Right now we're out of the city. We're in the countryside. Got a bit of an uphill gradient here. We're at 60% power and it's struggling to gain speed. Wow. What station do we just pass? Frecken, Koningsdorf. Okay. So we're now firmly out of the Curl area, just to be certain. No, the reason why, as to you will see, you know, like Flix trains and TGVs on this route, is because this Köln to Schnellfahrstrecke Köln to Aachen in Train Sim World, it is part of the wider trans-European network. It's got some pretty impressive infrastructure, such as the Berkshire Viaduct, historic Triangle Truss, Drägerbrücke. So it's got some historical elements to it as well as the modern day infrastructure in the cities. Right, Richard, coming up to the next station. Applying the brakes. Where do we stop at the end of the platform? Yeah, there's a H sign there. Ooh, right on the marks, brilliant. Alright, here we are at Horem. There's the other platform there. It's maybe 642 serves its purpose. It's going to Bedburg. So you can access that platform on foot if you so wish to do so. S-Bahn service there, and occasionally you'll see the you will see the Intercity Express and Intercity services thundering through the station. It is a bit of a shame that the scenery around the stations wasn't touched up and improved. I would have liked to have seen that. because when I took a look at Great Western Express, that had a huge makeover to the scenery in particular. So I would have liked to have seen maybe the scenery around the stations have a new coat of paint, so to speak. At times it just feels like a little bit bare and not a lot of love was put to the scenery around the stations. But I suppose I've got to remind myself that this route is from nearly 5-6 years ago. One thing is good to see is that there are passengers arriving at the station, leaving the station, and are making the trains pretty full, which you can't say on other train sim routes at the moment, sadly. So at least that's something. Okay. Alright, let's rock and roll. Okay. The next station stop will be Düren Bahnhof. Speed limit straight away increased to 160 kilometers per hour. Düren Hauptbahnhof is 20 kilometers away. So this is a reminder of the route map. So you've got Köln Hauptbahnhof here, which is pretty fast and straight to Horen, and then it gets pretty twisty to Aachen. This section of track is where the intercity express trains really start to come into their own. The speeds have increased to like 250 kilometers per hour, and you can use LZB as well, which debuted on this route actually. Andrew, yeah, I've had a solid day today. The weather's been dry, but dull. No wind either, which is welcome. No rain, which is great. No, not done much today. It's day off, so nothing. We've been busy over the weekend. Had a musical come to the theatre, local musical depiction of the Disney film Moana, which was great fun for all of the local children. They really enjoyed it, and they put their heart and souls into it, and really enjoyed being a part of it. Really, really great. Pretty tight on time, I have to say. The week leading up to it has been just non-stop, rehearsals and making sure everything's all tickety-boo, as far as, health and safety and the lighting and the music and backstage, side of the stage, the auditorium itself for the people. So yeah, it's been pretty full on, but now it can just settle down a little bit. I've got a couple of dance sessions tomorrow at the local dance studio I tend to help out at, which I've been doing for quite a long time, so it doesn't bother me or anything. I really enjoy doing it, so yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I think when they say they've touched up on the vegetation and the foliage, maybe they've added some new weeds and flowers or something like that to the very side of the track. As far as the trees go, I'm not quite convinced. I mean, I'm not an expert when it comes to types of trees, and bushes, and flowers, and on this route in particular, but I'm not so sure. I mean, maybe they've just splattered down some weeds and bushes by the side of the track just to make it look a little bit less bare, that I do appreciate, but I don't know, it just doesn't look quite as thick, let's say. It still looks a little bit bare, like it's almost like you can tell like someone's just like been into, I don't know, an editor and just plopped bits of popped down bits of weeds and vegetation and like, okay, I'll do like 10 weeds here, 10 bushes here, and then leave it for a little bit and then start all over again. I mean, like, this bit's completely flat. There's hardly any weeds, and look, it comes back. Maybe they might have done that deliberately to try and, save on performance or frame rate. I really am not sure. One thing I will say is that this train holds its speed pretty well. I haven't got AFB on, which you can, I think you can use AFB on this train, correct? You should be able to. Oh no, this train doesn't have AFB. One thing I am pretty keen on seeing if it works is that Dovetail are going to put out a patch very shortly. I mean, they did say they would put one out before the month of February ends. Is a patch that apparently fixes, hopefully not just like a little sticky plaster kind of fix, I mean like a proper like elimination of the problem. Is the consoles, whether it's PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series S and X, and at times some lower end PCs too. There's been issues with the textures, like just crashing almost, and just going back in time and decided to become a texture from like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 kind of days. Apparently there's going to be a fix for that. I hope it's not like a sticky plaster and the next train sim well comes out and the problem just comes back. I hope it's eliminated. They found the problem and it's been taken care of. Because the texture issues are really it really badly affects the game, like how it looks. That there is no doubt. It's really, really sad. Okay, we're not too far from the next station, Düren Hauptbahnhof. Good to see some freight cars and tankers in some sidings, which it's fair to say. And the German route that was upgraded and extended for Train 706 what was it, Bahnstrecke Leipzig to Dresden, that didn't have hardly any free rolling stock in the vast yards or sidings to that degree, unless they were for playable surfaces. So that is something I am pleased. Just cruise up to the stopping point here. At least the timetable hasn't crashed and burned due to me being Mr. Slowly. Because, you know, once you get very, very late on some timetables, the game just, I don't know, gets confused and decides to just halt all of the AI trains and get stuck, which in turn affects your ability to progress further in your journey. So this is Düren Hauptbahnhof. Quite a nice historical looking station there. Got some emblems of maybe the state maybe that we're in, or the local district. There are cement tanks back there. Just one set, at least it's one. You could see a Talent 2, I think, and another set of cement tankers in that siding there. Yeah, I think I may know why some of the textures on this route are not that high resolution. It's because this texture bug has decided to make sadly an appearance, which ain't great, I have to say. So that I can't blame on the third-party devs. That is purely Dovetail's fault, or Dovetail's issue, let's say. Maybe I should have just scrapped this first little live stream and do it after the this big patch or upgrade to the game engine comes along. Oh well, never mind. We push on. The next stop is Langeweer Hauptbahnhof, just over 9 kilometers away. This foliage here, these bushes and weeds and shrubs, this looks a bit better. Maybe it's this end of the route now they've touched it up on. It looks so much better. Like, just straight away, as soon as I pulled away from Orem, you could visually tell. I wish they were like more precise, or better clarity in the patch notes as to like if they have applied new vegetation and textures and foliage. It would be nice to tell us where on the route have you applied that. Is it all of the route? Is it a part of the route? See the bridge here. Very noticeable ridge on this route. Oh no, the water texture wasn't updated. Oh, that's such a shame, because it looks horrible. I appreciate they've put, you know, some grass and bushes, shrubs at the side of the riverbank, or the stream. That's something. You got a little shed here and someone's garage, workshop maybe. Yeah, it does look a little bit bare, but at least they've done some work to it. That's something. I can appreciate that. The water, though, effects and textures, I'm afraid I can't appreciate. It's not great, let's be honest. Yeah, but the bridge is cool, though. Pretty much one of the let's say landmarks on this route. yeah, straight away there's a difference with the foliage and yeah, big. It's a bit more fleshed out, I'll say. There's even some railway ties at the side here, pipes and things like that. Yeah. It's a bit more lush back on this side of the route. Okay, let's go. Rock and roll, shimmer and shake. Is there new English routes in the game? Not currently. Other than the ones I've done the first look live stream for. New English routes. There's only been the Riviera line from Exeter to Plymouth. The West Coast Main Line, let's say Midlands section, East Midlands, West Midlands, whatever. That came out late last year. That ran from Birmingham New Street to Crewe. And obviously we've had the updated Great Western Express. And that's about it, really. There is a lot of things on the roadmap, but I like to see more quality than quantity, if I'm quite honest with you. I think the Riviera line was pretty solid from Dovetail, not gonna lie. The West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe, I think the route itself looked fantastic. It was just plagued by, bugs and visual issues, which, yeah, wasn't great. Plus, it didn't run very smoothly. So, I am looking forward to West Coast Main Line, Trent Valley, which goes from Milton Keynes Central to, Crewe. At the same time, whilst it's a huge route, 100 miles plus, I'm kind of less optimistic of how it's going to perform and run. So we'll wait and see. I hope it'll be certainly better, or in a more suitable condition than when the West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe came out. That's for sure. It would be lovely if they could get, if third-party developer All Aboard Studios or Dovetail get the the London North Western Railway license. It'd be great if they could get that, but I doubt it. Once I've completed this journey, I will take the ICE 3M, or basically the white and red high-speed passenger train out for a spin. Okay, speed limit's coming down to 80 kilometers per hour as we are approaching our station stop. You see the green sound barriers there briefly on the right and the left. But Talon 2 is a train I don't actually mind. I think the sounds are solid, considering it's from Dovetail, and it feels reasonably good to operate. Like I said, this route sadly does not come with the updated suspension physics for the Talon 2, nor the DBBR 406 ICE 3M. Same applies to the DBBR 43. I really would have thought they would have included that, but for some reason it's not possible. Maybe it is going to be happening, they just haven't got it ready in time, I haven't got it working yet. So I've got my fingers crossed, hoping that the new suspension physics at least make an appearance on this route, or get integrated into these multiple units. So they could certainly do with them, that's for sure, and I think they deserve it. Well, we got a little local service here, 406. Where's this going to? Exvilla West. Okay. Again, that's why I really like having the 642 on this route. You know, it populates and runs the services that the electric trains can't do. So it's really cool to have that mix of diesel and electric trains on this, running about on this route, even if it's just AI. Oh, that's cool. The wind turbines, wind farm over the hill there, they actually work. I swear they didn't work before. Oh, yeah, you could see in the distance there the terrain over there. It's having a bit of a moment. I'm not sure if that was there from like this route's, you know, when the route first came out in Train Sim 2, but that does not look good. This looks okay, and it's got pavements this time and lights. No cars running about it though. Right, let's lock the doors, get going. Righty ho, the next station stop will be Ashvila, if I'm saying it correctly, of course, Hauptbahnhof. That's just over 7 kilometers away. So we turn back onto the main line. Speed limit's increased to 160. So let's get up to that speed. Another train coming out of the tunnel there. Local service. So it certainly gets more twisty and turny now as we get closer to Aachen. And that's what I really like about this route. You get one side of the route where it's busy and fairly straightforward to navigate your way out of Köln, and then thundering along the high-speed line. And then as you get closer to Aachen, it's almost, the route changes completely, and it's all twisty, turny, some slower speeds in places, differentiations with the gradients. So it's really quite a fun route to operate. Throwing a bit of weather there as well, it can be, challenging. I've always preferred this route to Nürburgring Dresden, even if it was upgraded to and extended to Leipzig. I still prefer this route hands down. And yes, I'm overspeeding. Surprise, surprise. Abandoned station there. Did we not? Yeah, we did. Okay, speed limits changing very shortly. to 60 kilometers per hour. If you have enjoyed the stream up to this point, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the thumbs up button below, or I don't know, add it to your favourites or something, playlist. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. We just went over some crossing gates. See if they work. Oh, it doesn't look like they work properly. Oh, maybe they're just down permanently. Got a tanker train there waiting to go. Have access to the main line. Yeah, freight is a noticeable boost on this timetable, which is great to see. So we're slowly trundling into Schwiller Hauptbahnhof, or Schweller, however you say it. Where do we stop? Is it the end of the platform, or is there this H sign here? Because there's two H signs. Which one do we stop at then? This one? Oh, yes it is. That one there. Okay. Very much out in the countryside here. Got the birds chirping around, the wildlife. It's okay. Would have been nice if they touched up on the grass, or not so grassy embankment here. I do appreciate they've put some work into it. I feel like further back, I think the vegetation and the foliage looked a lot better. But it might be because the textures are, I don't know, having its moment, and I don't know, make it look worse than what it really is. Who knows? The next station stop will be Stolberg Rhein Hauptbahnhof. That's just over 3 kilometers away. We're going into a small tunnel briefly. The gauge lights turned on. Yeah, they do work. They are on. It's probably new lighting mechanic, I suppose. Whereby the instrument gauge lights on as bright as they should be, unless it's under the cover of darkness. Alright, let's go. Some work is taking place over there. Saw a crane on the left hand side. Okay, we're coming up to Stolberg, Rhein Bahnhof. You've got the yard here, Gunter Bahnhof. You can see it's got some trains and wagons and all sorts hanging around the yard. It's definitely better than what it was before. A little bit too much there. Slow and steady. That H sign we just went past, that looks to be in the wrong position. Unless it's in specifically for maybe smaller trains, smaller length trains. Okay, welcome to Stolberg Rhein Bahnhof. This area is a lot more active compared to before, mainly thanks to these 642s operating local services in and out of here. So mostly regional Bahn services go to Stolberg and back. The station itself, what's this, multi-storey car park? Interesting design. Like I said, I don't think the scenery around the stations themselves, as far as, you know, infrastructure, that has not been touched up, which is a damn shame, I have to say. But the yards here, though, they look better than before, certainly. There is no doubt. They went to town with the freight stock on this one. You've got the Ineos wagons here, some Raelian liveried wagons. You've got a coach just sitting here in the siding, along with a 363 for company. Got a couple of cement tankers there too. There is a local industry here. Wow, really is a lot back here, isn't there? More cement tanks, Ineos wagons, some empty log trucks. Wow, really is loads here, isn't there? There's even a Farland's coal hoppers from Rust ignored. And these wagons, I don't know what they're called, but they were from what was it, Castle Würzburg? Ah yes, there's even a intermodal train stuck behind us because of me. Sorry about that. I don't know what this industry is, but I wonder if you can do some shunting services around here. You know, getting the wagons into place and X, Y, and Z. Because it's a huge yard, massive yard. Oh, there's the ICE train. Good to see that. But yeah, really pleased to see the yards have been filled up, whereas before they were empty and it was a desolate wasteland. Sounds good to see. I mean, even if they just sit there all day and all night, you know, at least as you're driving along, it makes you feel like, you know, there's some rail action going on. There's something there at least. Sounds cool. Okay, the next station stop is Aachen Remastered, and that station is 7.5 kilometers away. So we are very much getting into the town of Aachen. Is it a town or is it a city? I can't remember. I'm guessing a town because the station is significantly smaller. Aachen Bahnhof I mean, that station is significantly smaller than Köln Hauptbahnhof. I mean, if Aachen's a city, it's probably no doubt got a smaller population than Köln or Cologne. The speed limit's picked up again to 140 kilometers per hour. Oh, bridge. That runs over another railway line. Ooh, interesting. Oh no, okay. So some of the freight must run out through there then. Interesting. Sorry about that. Speeding a little bit there. Start to see a few more tunnels now. There's one, and here's the second. Another thing that's been improved with the as far as the Talon 2, the 43, and the DBBR 406 ICE3M is that the rain effects on the windscreens, they have been improved as well. So before they were really bad looking standard definition raindrops. Now they've got new higher definition ones, which is good. Speed's coming down to 120. Oh, another little depot there for some of the passenger stock. It's just an Aachen Rotoreda, yeah, it's just Aachen Rotoreda yard. It's mainly for the passenger stock. A little bit too fast here. Stop. Oh, pretty much on the marks. Brilliant. You know, when you haven't been on the route for such a long time, it is like almost, you know, starting a new experience, or experiencing this route like for the first time again. I can't even remember the last time I was on this route. Prior to this route remaster, must have been years. There's some scenery around here, looks to have been touched up a bit more, which is good. You can see some churches in the area. I mean, as far as like the towns themselves, I mean, it is literally just copy and paste, you know, same old building assets. Whilst they look good, not saying they're shit or anything, excuse me language, but yeah, it's just would be nice to have some more variation in the buildings. Let's see if the doors close. The next and the final stop will be Aachen Hauptbahnhof. And then we'll hop on the Intercity Express train. Take that for a spin. The frame rate should be a little bit better than Köln Hauptbahnhof, certainly. There isn't any S-Bahn services running about, as far as I'm aware. I would have done a full length run with the safety systems on, but I didn't want to in case I, just make a mistake. Because when I tend to do a stream, I tend to leave the safety systems off. Because for those of you that have watched my streams for a fair while, I tend to just ramble on and on and lose concentration. Okay, here's Aachen, end of the line. See some intercity trains there, freight. I think there's a freight train here. And we stop into the platform. Oh yeah, there's the stop marker. Just see it. There we go. Okay, didn't even let me unlock the doors, but yeah, that concluded the run. We got a gold for it. At least the route is a bit more reliable than Great Western Express, that's for sure. I mean, like I said, this route has all of the layers I've got up and running, 4,000 services in total. So yeah, it's pretty solid. Performance-wise, barring the textures having a mind of their own, unfortunately. But yeah, we stopped at Köln, Ehrenfeld, Horum, Düren, Hauptbahnhof, Langeweer, Schwiller, Stolberg Rhein, Aachen, Roter-Erde, and finally stopped at Aachen Hauptbahnhof. So let's return to the timetable, and we'll take the Köln, DBR 406 ICE 3M out for a spin. And if we've got enough time, I might take a little quick peek at the 423. But I'll wait and see how things go as regards to the time. The shunting thing is intriguing, I have to say, and the freight as well. I mean, over the years I've not been that interested in freight compared to the passenger side of things. But I have to say, because there is so much more freight on this route, it's getting me interested. I'd like to take a look at that tomorrow. Right, where is it then? So you got the 401, which is nice. Does that operate the exact same services, or is it different? No, it's different. Okay. I mean, it doesn't do many. There's only 2 in the morning, and then the rest of them are evening services. At least it makes the route a bit more lively at night, where, I imagine freight is supreme at night time. But there's a bit of passenger in there as well, which is cool. Right. Okay. Let's try an afternoon run. 13:37, that'll do. Brussels Midi to Frankfurt Main Hauptbahnhof. We're obviously operating the service from Aachen and going as far as Köln. Should take just under 40 minutes. Have it in May. Try have some rain on there. Yeah, why not? Screw it. Let's go for it. I hope the route doesn't break. I hope the game don't crash. Please don't. Right, I need to have my biscuits and my tea and my water. I've just let my tea get stone cold. I've been too busy looking at the route and checking it out. But I've been so excited for it. I mean, more excited than Great Western Express. Because I really like this route. Phew. Excuse me a second. Just need to chew. One rule you have when video making: never show yourself eating food. It's not good. Okay, so this is the Intercity Express service number 315. 8-coach train. Okay. Headlights are set to the dimmed position. Where's the wipers? Wipers. Parked intermittent. That's what I want. Brightness is increased. Gauge is up. Okay. Alright, here we are. Aachen. Freight train rolling out. So this is the BR406 ICE3M. The PI's destinations place do work, but it says Nicht einsteigen, which means do not board in German. That means I'll have to manually put the route in to the destination display. That's cool though. I've got no problems with that. Means I could have a look around this station. I've noticed, is this meant to be the case? That is right, isn't it? Yeah, there are genuine holes in the roof. I had to double check then for a second. So obviously you can change platforms by going underneath. Ooh. Little back passage of corridors here. Yeah. Not bad. Got some Deutsche Bahn information points here. That's cool. You don't see those very often on the German routes. The lifts I don't think work, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been nice to have seen them. The lifts, well, work at least at Aachen and Köln, Hauptbahnhof, like you do get on some of the British routes, for example. And even I think Bahnstrecke Leipzig to Dresden, I think that had working lifts. The new lighting looks so much better on this route. Really, really does. It's an interesting platform, isn't it? Because it, it curves. It's not just a bog standard straight long platform. It curves. I really like that. One thing I have noticed, and I think it's the case with all of the German routes, unfortunately, is because if you own, let's say, all of German stuff, and obviously a lot of German routes come with the Doppelstockwagen coaches and cab car, the exact same variant, barring a livery change. it tends to not work on other routes when it can be used on, you know, other routes via layers and other timetables. So that's a bit of a shame. That unfortunately the PIS displays on the Doppelstockwagen coaches, regardless which route version you may have, they do not work on this route. I mean, the cab car and the 146.2, those displays work, but as far as the coaches go, they do not, which is a bit of a shame, I have to say. Got some workers here having a conversation with the next plan of attack for the afternoon shift. It's nice though. It's a very different style of station. It feels more quiet, almost like a cozy mainline station, if that's the right way to put it. And it hasn't been touched by modern architecture too much, and I like that. Yeah, like I said, you can see the locomotive here displays are working, but the coaches displays are not. At least it's only those coaches and not like everything passenger related that has working displays that don't work. Alright, let's take a look at the fault switch panel. See if the safety systems work. Do I need to turn on LZB? I don't think I do, because we're not in an LZB area yet. I will turn on C from PZB. LZB I don't actually know how to operate. I've forgotten about it. I haven't used it in so long. So I won't be using LZB today. Right, which display is it? Okay. Now one thing that has been apparently touched up or improved is specifically with the 406 ICE3M is apparently the AFB before didn't work, whereas now it does, and the MTD has been adjusted to be more realistic, including Schlauten and Werkstatt pages. Where could that be then? UD. Okay. So this is the destination display page. Let's see if I can get this to work. Oh no. Is it right? Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe this isn't the destination display page. Let me just click. Yeah, okay, so this is the right one. What number are we? Going to Frankfurt. Okay. Frankfurt, there we go. Same at the other end of the train. Brilliant. Well, I'm glad that works still. Oh, I don't know. That's got to be AFB, right? Yeah, AFB is there. I mean, I think you could select the bits and bobs. Shall I give it a try? Oh my goodness. It seems like they've done more to this page. Like there's more bits you can access now. What did I press before? That one, didn't I? I've got to turn on AFB. Did I turn AFB on? How do you turn it on? Let me just check a minute. I think there's like an AFB switch somewhere, is there not? I genuinely don't know. It's been so long. I don't think there is. I think it's just literally press it and then hope for the best, isn't it? I'll give it a try. No, maybe not. Oh no, you got to select the bottom. Let's do that one.
RFB.
I'll leave it like that. Right, let's lock the doors.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Looks like the rain textures in the cab, or the rain effects in the cab. They don't look right. It's almost as if they're not the new rain effects. Maybe they only apply to the outside rather than the inside. Strange. So right, let's set the AFB to 40. And let's see if once we reach that speed, the train will maintain it. Alright. Come on, train, let's go. Does sound good, doesn't it? Well, PZB definitely works. I imagine the alerter too. Hope the AFB is working. I do not want to overspeed. Shall I try it? Let's just go max power and see what happens. Yeah, it's doing it. Yeah, AFB now works. Oh, brilliant. It is maintaining it. I haven't turned the throttle off. The throttle switch. Notch, I should say, or throttle handle off. Yeah, it's maintaining it. Brilliant. Oh, I'm glad that works. That's fantastic. So now you can set the switch to whatever speed takes your fancy. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one. It's the one on the left, the right, isn't it? Is it? Oh no, it is there. Just not looking where it is. Yeah, because straight away power goes to maximum and the speed increases. And then once it reaches 100, the train will automatically decrease the power, even if you have the notch at max power, and it will maintain that speed and monitor it to make sure you're not going over or over the speed limit. Set it to that speed because we're shortly going to reach 140 kilometers per hour speed limit. So yes, we're over speeding. I know that won't be the case much longer. The grass textures on the ground. It looks like it's covered in snow. It's very strange. I think this remaster is you know, it's okay. It's pretty good, but I think there is certainly room for improvement. There could be no doubt about that. I think some of the new foliage and and the materials. I think they could be touched up a little bit more. I think more work needs to be done. It would be lovely to see the distant scenery. Oh, there's a balloon in the sky. Hello, didn't see that. Yeah, distant scenery. I think that needs to be maybe the next, if there ever was to be, you know, a big project for the either Dovetail or Follows Team World as regards to this route. I think scenery definitely needs to be tackled. There's no question about that. I think the foliage is solid. It's okay. I think it can just be a little bit better. The rain effects certainly in the cab of this multiple unit. I presume it's the same for the 43 and the Talon 2. That needs to be updated as well, not just the outside. Same for suspension physics. They need to get the new suspension physics on these the default trains, let's say, that come with this route. Actually, no, we'll just brake. You can't just rely on AFB to. Whoa! Relax, train. What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? What did I do wrong? Did I turn? Okay, that's interesting. The PZB indicator on the HUD is not displaying anything. It's not coming up. They usually appear on. It's under the distance marker here, and it's not appearing for some reason. It's not to do with LZB, surely. I'll have to leave it off then if it's not appearing on the HUD. Yeah, I swear it did at the very beginning. Oh well, I'll turn it off. I was wondering why I suddenly came to a stop. I have got it turned on in the settings menu, haven't I? HUD, objective marker, stop marker, speed limit hub, track monitor, display, safety system helper. Maybe I'll turn it off and then on again. That might do the trick. I do not know. I'll give it a try. See if that does the job. Right. Let's move. There we go. It's got safe to release its back. Okie doke.
SIFA. Zugbeeinflussung.
Under restricted monitoring at the moment, for whatever reason. Must be a slower train in front, I'm guessing. I think out of 10, I think I'll give this remaster a...
Flug der Einflüsse.
What should I give it out of 10? I think a 7 is solid. I don't think it is as good as Great Western Express, which pains me to say that because I really wanted this to be good. It's solid, but there is, like I said, I think that a lot more can be done. And should have been done, but hey, it is what it is.
Flug der Einflüsse.
To use. You can see if a train cuts the power straight away. You can't use AFB very much for like lowering the speed, like dramatically, but it can like keep the speed. It can slow down if it's like even 1 or 2 kilometers over the speed limit. I mean, as you've just seen, it was displaying 111 and it just took it back a little bit to 110.
Flug der Einflüsse.
It's funny that there's no blurry textures when you've got the rain hammering down on the train. It's funny that, isn't it?
Flug der Einflüsse.
You think the one time when the game's textures really would struggle is in, you know, thundering along at 140, 160 kilometers per hour with the rain coming down. Obviously not. Speed limit has increased to 160. That's 180. 160.
Flug der Einflüsse.
There we go. Very shortly we will be on the super fast stretch of Schnellfahrstrecke Köln to Aachen, where we can really open the taps.
Flug der Einflüsse.
I think this route's true test, performance-wise, will be when I'm coming into Köln, sorry, in the rainy conditions. That will be interesting. But then again, it is coming up to mid-afternoon, so the rail scene at Köln should be a little bit quieter.
Flug der Einflüsse.
We'll wait and see. Got just under 50 kilometers to go. There's another train.
Flug der Einflüsse.
Those biscuits were lovely. Wish there was more. Never mind. 3 will do today.
Sie fahren. Flug beeinflusst.
The one way you could tell when LZB, or when you're coming up to a section that's under LZB signalling, is when you'll see a little like cable almost within the track itself, so between the rails. It's not like a third rail, it's literally like
Flug beeinflusst.
almost like in the middle of the track tie. Say, in many conditions the grass textures do not look good. It's very odd. It's almost like it's trying to replicate as if it's had some snow on it.
Sie fahren.
Look, I'm running this in like May, April, June time. So springtime really. Very odd. I think I know whatever conditions in future I'm going to run this in. Dry, for sure.
Sie fahren. Flug beeinflusst.
At least it works, and you know, at least everything's pretty reliable so far. I'm quite impressed with the performance of this route, considering, you know, the route remaster and the overhaul to the lighting and the new timetable, and you know, it's got 4,000 odd services, yada yada yada, and 700 of them are playable. I'm quite impressed with the performance of this route, I have to say. It's better than I was expecting. Is it completely bulletproof? No, I don't think it's completely bulletproof. Like in Köln, for example, the frame rate gets pretty low. Probably like 15-20 frames per second, but once you get outside of Cologne, it's fairly smooth. It's solid. It's solid.
Sie fahren. Flug beeinflusst.
There is occasional stuttering, but it's a damn sight more reliable than Great Western Express in its remastered condition, that is for sure. I remember the first time I tried to look at it, it crashed. And I was just looking at the little stream and the river the railway was going over.
Sie fahren. Flug beeinflusst.
The speed is about to increase to 200 kilometers per hour. We've got a red signal coming up there. Interesting.
Flug beeinflusst.
I'm going to slow down just to be safe. I'm not very confident about impending red coming up. Okay, looks to have cleared. Right, let's increase the AFB to 200. It's about to go up to 250, so I'll put it at
Sie fahren. Sie fahren. Flug beeinflusst.
yeah. The LZB signalling is now in place. You can see the little line there between the tracks. See it? That means we're under LZB signalling, but I haven't turned it on because I've forgotten how to operate it. It's been so long, and I don't want to make a mess of it, so I'm not going to run it. But I imagine it will work.
Sie fahren.
If AFB and PZB can work, I'm pretty sure LZB can work. to 85. Okay, safe to go. Got a green. Shouldn't do a restricted speed at the moment. Once we pass the signal, I imagine it will clear, and we can put on the power and get going. We got another red. Oh well. Screw it. Let's open the taps. Let's go for it. I'd love to know what's in front of us. Oh, it's a freight train. No. Mr. Slowly is in front. Oh, bugger. Where's that going to? Grenberg. Oh. That'll be there for a while. Oh, damn it. Never mind. I'll just have to put up with it for the time being. Probably head off that direction or near Curl, let's say. Oh well, never mind. So frustrating. The one time I take this train out for a spin and we have a freight train in front of us. Come on. I suppose it is my fault because I was too busy, you know, wandering around looking at the platforms and trying to get the safety systems on this to go, but oh well, never mind. I suppose if I was much earlier and a bit quicker figuring out how to put on the safety systems, I wouldn't have had to deal with this issue. Oh well, never mind. Have to, unfortunately, go at a very slow speed. Never mind. As long as you make it to the finish, that's all that matters, I suppose. Green light. Let's go. Full power. Surprised I haven't had any wheel slip in the slippery rails yet. Right, let's go. Keep chugging along. Keep motoring along. this freight train goes soon. Where is it? Where's it gone? Oh, I wish it could go a little bit faster. It's probably restricted to 80 kilometers per hour because it is a freight train, unfortunately. It'll only be a matter of time before it disappears. It won't be going off that way either, will it? No, we're going to go to... where's the yard? Forgot where it is. I think it's around here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it's near Köln, Mungersdorf yard. So that's a fair old way to go. Even the little S-Pod trains are beating me for speed. Oh dear. Never mind. Break it. Come on. Faster, 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 faster. Whoa. Managed to get away with that. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, I missed it. He wasn't happy with me. Never mind. Oh, I was doing so well. Never mind. We'll turn it off. Oh, that was a bit of a shame. Never mind. Release the brakes. Off we go. AFB will still work though, so that's good. I could use that. Well, proof that the PZB and CIFA works, so that's good. Got 24 kilometers to go to our one and only stop, which is Köln Hauptbahnhof. Slow down for this upcoming red. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it is my fault. I did leave late. I did leave late from Aachen because I was messing around, fiddling with the safety systems. And by the time I got them on and working, the freight train overtook me and left, so I'm stuck behind it, unfortunately. So the one time I wanted to do a high-speed run on this route, I'm stuck behind a slower freight train, but it's my fault. Can't do anything about it. Just got to grind through the pain of being stuck behind a freight train. It's just a shame that on the fastest section of the line I can't reach the maximum permitted speed because of it. Never mind. The red signal unless it changes. Which I don't think it's going to. Oh, it's just changed. Oh well, I'll leave it for a second. See where it is, this freight train. There it is. Still trundling along. Where are we, anyway? Horan. Okay, Horan. At least the horn is more responsive than the Talon 2. That there is no doubt. Never actually bother looking if the PI's displays work on the outside. Yes, they do. The PI's displays do indeed work. That's good to see. So when you manually input the destination, it does display on the outside, and I imagine the interior as well, which is good. Whereas sometimes it just doesn't on some other stock. Because these days on the modern train symbol routes, the not modern, I say, the newer train symbol routes, sometimes they'll just let the train automatically, you know, do the destination displays. But back in train symbol 2 and to some degree train symbol 3 as well, you can manually input the destination yourself, which is cool. There's a tall bridge we just went over. Green again. Where's that freight train? Where is it? I see it. It's just coming up to Weiden West or West. It's a station or two ahead of us. yellow. So at least I can keep going for a little bit longer. Steep downhill gradient now, so we will begin to gain speed gradually. Until I apply the brakes. Okay, we've got a green signal. Let's go. We've got just under 10 kilometers to go to Köln Hauptbahnhof. Is that train finally out of the way with... No, freight train's still going. Oh, it's only a matter of time. Oh my goodness me, didn't see that. That caught me off guard, didn't it? Okay, we've got a green. We're now within the city of Köln. Just past Köln-Lovnik. Yay! It's finally getting out of the way. At last. At last. Won't be in the way of it much longer. Let's go. Let's at least try and get into Köln. I've run off before 14:30 in the game. Not in real time. That will take a bit longer. Might as well set the AFB speed limit to 160. There we go. so much more busier and full of life on going through Köln now compared to in the past. S-Bahn trains, regional trains, freight trains. It's really good to see. Let's get down to 70. Turn AFB off as we no longer need it, so to disable it, set it to 0 and turn it off. There we go, it's turned off now. So AFB is now disengaged. So we'll just cruise into Köln. This is where the game is going to really struggle as we get ever closer to those towering cathedrals. In German, the cathedral is known as Cologne Dom, and it is indeed a Catholic church. And it is indeed a World Heritage Site. It was declared as a World Heritage Site in 1996 and is apparently Germany's most visited landmark, attracting more than 6 million people a year. Interesting to see which church, let's say, or cathedral attracts more compared to the UK. Now, Reading doesn't have a cathedral. It would be such a shame. It would be lovely if we did. I'm not, religious or anything like that, but I think the architecture is fascinating. I remember when I went to Westminster Abbey many years ago and was just blown away by the scale of it. A nice little touch as well is that in game, I think when the clock strikes 12 PM or lunchtime in the game, the bells in the cathedral will sound just like it does in real life, which is really, really cool. I don't know if they're accurate recordings of the actual the bells in the cathedral, but at least, you know, it sounds when it reaches a certain time of day. I can turn the wipers off now, can't I? Let's turn the wipers off. There we go. Alright, we're back at Köln.
Türen geöffnet.
In one piece. I'm amazed. Thought the game would crash on me. Well, there's the people getting out. Our journey is done. Thank God. It took me much longer than it really should have done, but there we are. At least we got to the finish line. It took me just over 53 minutes to go from Aachen to Köln Hauptbahnhof in the pouring rain. And there we are. That pretty much concludes the stream. Overall, I don't think it's as good as a remaster as I would have hoped. Like I said earlier, there are some elements that do need to be improved on. The multiple units in particular, I think, need some work. In-cab, rain effects, that needs to be added. New suspension physics is a must. New water textures to the scenery, where applicable. I know you're not going to see them, but I just would like to see them. It would be nice. The route scenery I would have liked if they would have touched it up a little bit more, but that's just me being a bit picky. But the route does look good with the newer lighting, except for the wet weather conditions. New cloud tech and new overhead line equipment, and the fixes and additions that have been added to the multiple units, and new lighting and GSMR textures, and AFB working on the 406 ICE3M I do appreciate. So the route is certainly in a much better condition than it was before, and if I can run a full timetable, 4,000 odd services, 700 of them are playable in one piece with a stream running, then that's pretty good. But I don't think it is as good as Great Western Express Remastered, but I am happy with it. I'm not over the moon about it, but I'm happy with it. So I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. And for the price, it's not £30 in the UK, it's $24.99, so you can't complain, really. That concludes my first look at the remastered version of Germany's Schnellfahrstrecke Köln to Aachen. If you enjoyed it, then feel free to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.